In a world that rewards faster, louder, and more, maybe less is the real luxury. We live in a world where speed is king. Want dinner? Tap your phone. Want love? Swipe right. Need an answer? Google it, now. The modern world has made everything immediate, and in doing so, it has taught us to worship velocity. We don't just live in a fast-paced society, we live in an instant society. But here's the paradox. The faster we go, the less we feel. And in our rush to have it all, we risk losing what matters most. Think about it. What is speed really buying us? More productivity? More entertainment? More options? Sure, but more isn't always better. Sometimes, more is just louder. Sometimes, more is the reason you feel disconnected, exhausted, and somehow behind, even when you're doing everything right. Enter the idea of slow living, not as a rejection of progress, but as a recalibration of priorities. This isn't about moving to a cabin in the woods and living off the grid. It's about asking deeper questions. What am I rushing toward? What am I constantly avoiding? And what am I missing right now by trying to do it all? The price of speed psychologists now recognize that constant stimulation, from social media, work notifications, and non-stop multitasking, leads to decision, fatigue, attention fragmentation, and anxiety. We're wired for novelty, but the dopamine drip of our devices has made us addicted to busyness, not productivity, but activity. As a result, many of us are living in a state of chronic overstimulation. We're rarely present. We skim, we scan, we scroll, but we rarely sink in. This creates what researchers call experiential shallowness. You do more, but you feel less. You check the box, but you don't feel fulfilled. The ancient case for slowing down long before the smartphone. Ancient thinkers saw this coming. Epicurus taught that true happiness doesn't come from endless pleasure-seeking, but from tranquility, simplicity, and satisfied desires. He called this static pleasure, not the thrill of the chase, but the deep contentment that arises when nothing is lacking. Sound familiar? That's slow living. Henry David Thoreau left the noise of 19th century society to live deliberately by a lake in Concord. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. And long before Thoreau, Lao Tzu taught that nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. The Taoist concept of wu-wei, effortless action, reminds us that flow, not force, is the path to harmony. What these thinkers shared was not just a preference for a slower pace, but an understanding that depth comes from stillness, and that speed often distracts us from meaning. What fast living costs us when we live fast, we live fragmented. We may travel farther, but rarely arrive. We may talk more, but listen less. We eat faster, work faster, even relax faster, if we can call doom scrolling relaxing. According to the American Psychological Association, this hyperspeed lifestyle contributes to burnout, sleep disorders, anxiety, and even reduced memory retention. Arthur Schopenhauer, in The Wisdom of Life, wrote that the hurry and bustle that mark our existence are the prime causes of the voluntary evils that are unnecessary to our existence. He believed we trade joy for stimulation and confuse motion with meaning. We are constantly stimulated, but rarely satisfied. The modern illusion, efficiency, and fulfillment. Let's be clear, technology isn't the enemy. Convenience is a gift. Efficiency has its place. But life isn't a checklist. It's not about how many shows you binge, how many emails you answer, or how many cities you visit. Life is about what you feel while you're here, and that's something speed often steals from you. What is slow living, really? Slow living is not laziness. It's not anti-success. It's not about rejecting ambition. It's about redefining success. It's about presence over productivity, intention over impulse. Fewer things, done well, instead of everything, done halfway. It means saying no to obligations that drain you, reclaiming your attention as an act of rebellion, eating meals without rushing, choosing depth over dopamine, being where you are, instead of always needing to be somewhere else. How to begin? Slowing down, audit your attention. Where does your energy go each day? How much of it is intentional? Do one thing slowly. Eat without a screen. Walk without a podcast. Read a book with no goal in mind. Disconnect to reconnect. Take space from your devices. Let your brain be bored. It's where your creativity lives. Ask Thoreau's question: am I living deliberately, or am I just reacting, rushing, performing? Practice saying no. Every yes you give should protect your peace, not deplete it. Final thought: the power of now and the words of Marcus Aurelius. If you seek tranquility, do less. Do only what's essential, and do it well. And if you need a modern reminder, try this. The next time you catch yourself rushing, ask, what am I really running toward? And what am I running from? Because in the end, you won't wish you'd done more emails. You'll wish you'd noticed the sky, tasted your coffee, heard the full sentence from someone you love, been more alive in your own body. Slow living doesn't mean doing less of life. It means doing more of what matters.